Hello and welcome everybody once again to the puzzle competition number 6 results. I am very excited for today's result. This time we have €200 prize pool sponsored by Thrustmaster this month. And let's jump in, I would say, and take a look. €200 prize pool for the winner this month. This was the track that you had to work with. We start out with a start on one side and the finish on the opposite side of the track. It's a long downhill. Basically, you start at the top and you move yourself downwards through a hill up until this checkpoint and then up into the finish. You can take either the left or the right side. These checkpoints are linked on the way down and then go into the finish. That is how it works. So if you don't know what puzzle is, basically you have an unfinished track right here. This is what I built. You have the start and the finish on one side, and then you have to cross through the checkpoints as always and get to the finish line. How do you do that? Well, you do it in this editor setup right here. If you load up the map, this is how it will look like. You will have these blocks available to you to try to finish the map and try to come up with the fastest solution. So we have some dirt blocks, we have some other interesting blocks here, some ridges, some ramps, some sausage blocks as well. I also gave you, very crucially, 2 boosters to help as well with getting up to speed, a plastic bounce or looping block, however you want to use it. This massive thing, I'm very excited to see how you guys use this one, because it's entirely penalty. Some very useful blocks here as well, so like the flat block here, some water. But yeah, there's one thing I haven't mentioned there yet, and that is the anti-boost. There are anti-boosts on this map right here. Every 2 blocks there's an anti-boost gate that you have to get over. Now the thing with anti-boosts is, if you just drive into them, like this for example, you don't make it. You don't make it. I mean, maybe you're thinking, oh, just get more speed or something, right? Like, just take the booster and try to get over. You lose speed. You do get over, but you do lose a lot of speed through this. We go into 220 and then come out 120. How often can you do that? That's the question. This was the idea of the puzzle map, and let's see how you solve this one. All right, let us take a look. Okay. So let's jump in. Okay, so let's go into the replay and let's take a look. So first replay that we have is this time, but usually somebody who is far the front. It is Alec Bees. Alec Bees coming in with the first solution. Yeah, why are you saying the music is so loud? I've seen that multiple times. It shouldn't be. It's the same volume as always. Why would it change? I changed it now. I don't know. Thank you guys for the rates, by the way, as well, Spike and Yami. We are starting now. I changed it a little bit. Okay, let's jump right in. Here we go. First solution, and it is by Alec Bees, and it is a 156-second run. Now you're wondering maybe, why is it 156 seconds? It's, if you look at this, it's 2 minutes 36. Normally, I wouldn't allow or show troll runs where you just go slowly to just troll around. This is not that. This was something more special. Let us take a look. Here you go. This is what Alec B sent in. So he goes onto the booster into Bugslide Uber Bug all the way up to the top of the map. He built a khaki map out of the puzzle map for some reason. For some reason, he built a khaki map for himself. What a Uber, like holy shit, with the plastic. And he decides to go across this section of the castle wall onto the right here. Bugs now through the ground for some reason. Yeah, and goes through. Drops onto this checkpoint. Now you will see here that like he basically built like a full trial RPG map kind of for himself. You see here, there's an anti-boost inside of this checkpoint, which makes it very hard to cross. Struggling a little bit with it here. Was probably the one time where he got the Yuba at the start. Very, very scary, of course. Then goes down here. Now has to bug through another one, go through there, then bug down onto the grass in the bottom. And then, crucially, this entire part here is block mix as well. He is inside of these blocks here. He's inside of them. And the walls reach all the way down to the bottom, to the part that you weren't supposed to see, which is below the which is below the map. He's breaking everything on the first map here, and crucially, he's going below the anti-boost. So you know, like how I made the anti-boost, he's actually going below them. Because I didn't place the anti-boost all the way down, because who the fuck would go underneath the map? So he's actually skipping the anti-boost that way. Now, does an anti-boost in the opposite direction to bump up here, then up to the last checkpoint, grabs it here, bumping down once again, then goes over one more time here, takes speed for this jump, transition onto the finish, and now one more anti-boost to go, goes around here for some reason with the bump, jump across here, onto the scenery, onto the stands, around, and then finishes from the backside. Incredible run by Alec Bees. But yeah, like the start here, like that's scary, honestly. That is kinda scary. I really wonder if you could use that in the other direction. Small spoiler, nobody has. So you don't like expect it or anything. Nobody has. But that would be crazy if you could. I don't know if you have the setup for this. This is scary. He gets up to so much speed with this. If you could keep that speed, that would be crazy. I am scared. that makes me scared. Alright, but that was Alec B's run. 2 minute 36. So let's take a look at the next one now. Which is, well, it is by Doomy. As usual, we have ourselves a press forward run here by a Doomy, a 25.5. Let's take a look. How did he do it with all the anti-boosts? Well, first of all, he gets through the first one there, upside down, on his back, turtling. So like here at the start. First one here, he jumps through. This is the first anti-boost, he jumps through it. When you jump through anti-boosts, they don't affect you. Second one here. Here's another anti-boost. You can see the beam going through here, through the middle. It's always through the middle of the block. And he just glides through it. You can hear the sound. He glides through it, turtled, so he doesn't get anti-boosts. Then also here, unturtled in the checkpoint. Now goes through the booster to get rid of the anti-boost. Then jumps here again, bad landing, but it actually rotates him with the anti-boost to the correct side. Bounce on the boost, on the checkpoint, and then with the booster into the finish. Honestly, pretty creative solution here. Because like the anti-boosts make this really hard to do this in press forward. As you can see here, he's just holding press forward. The entire map is press forward. But that's quite a difficult one, especially this turn here. Very creative to be able to turn to the left. Obviously, when you're only holding press forward, kind of hard to turn, you know. So yeah, nice solution there. Is sub 25 possible? We'll see. We'll see. Because the next one is the first proper run that we have. And this one is by Mega Artery. Let's take a look. It is a 14.4. Now we're actually properly starting with the runs. And let's see what Mega Artery did. So, first of all, goes over the booster here, drops down to the checkpoint, then jumps over the one anti-boost, jumps across here again onto the platform, down to the sausage, jump up with the ramp, jump up here again with one more booster into the finish, and gets it in 14.4 seconds. Now, this is surprisingly the last place. It is, at first, it's gonna be very hard to even finish with the anti-boost, but somehow this ended up on last place. That's crazy. From the normal finishes, of course. There's one very special thing that he does that a few might not even know. So there's a few ways to get past anti-boost, right? One we discovered earlier is you just jump, right? Like for example here, he's jumping. He does not get any anti-boost. Like there's no anti-boost in this section if you're just jumping, if you have airtime. But there is another way. And that way is if you are going currently on a forwards booster. On a forwards booster, it completely negates the anti-boost effect, actually, if you go over a forwards booster. And that way, with the forwards boosters, you kind of have 2 free anti-boost skips. Both forwards boosters give you anti-boost skips, basically. So he uses it here, the first one, the next one he jumps. Then the third one here, we can see another really clever thing. And that is, he's using the penalty grass here, the extension of the penalty grass. I was kind of cheeky giving you a penalty grass one for this, because obviously it's going to cost you time. But you can jump that tiny bit further. You know, a normal full block here, you would go into the anti-boost. But this is short enough that it stops before the anti-boost and he is able to just jump over the effect. Then here again, jumps across, another anti-boost here, then jumps across. Here, there's another anti-boost in this checkpoint, makes it very hard. Jumps across that one as well. Lose a little bit of speed on the landing, having to go to the right then dropping down here, big jump through the checkpoint, quite creative, another jump, and then the booster at the very end to get into the finish. But yeah, nice run there by Megatri, and also I can also say, also build a right side, that also works. You can also finish it on the right side, curiously enough. You can also finish across here. So build 2 routes. I gave you a lot of blocks, and they were able to use it. There's no way this is Lars. It must be hiding slower runs. Well, interestingly, the next run is immediately another full second faster. It is by Unanimous. It is a 13.5. His name is so long that it doesn't quite fit on the screen, but here you go. It's a 13.5. And he jumps up here to the first checkpoint and finally now takes the first booster, getting up to speed, dropping down here again, then takes the bump into the second booster and clean jump into the finish. A lot of speed at the ending with the 2 clean boosters. Does lose a little bit here at the start by just not taking the booster early on. Usually you want to get up to speed as quickly as possible. He decides to get them a little bit later to use them for anti-boost skips, because he has pretty clean anti-boost skips here with all the jumps. That is in general the idea of this map. I wanted you to force you to make jumps, transitions, you know, like you have to do a lot of transitions, because you can never stay on the ground for too long. You can never stay on the ground for 2 blocks at a time. And that is why everybody will be building a lot of jumps, transitions. It's gonna be very smooth, very cool solutions. But yeah, this is the one from Unanimous, and you can also tell, like with the effect of the anti-boost, he's like going down in steps. Goes from the sausage to the dirt, then onto the platform. Always 1 step down, another step down, another step down, another step down, and now at the end, going up, of course, into the finish. So that is how they work. Next one, after Unanimous, another streamer played the map yesterday, or 2 days ago, for about 2 hours and was able to get a 12.7. It is Margie. Margie with a 12.75, another 7/10 of a second faster. Let's take a look. So one thing that I always love about Margie's map is that she's using the dirt bumps here at the start for a nice transition upwards to skip the anti-boost, jumping across here, gets a small anti-boost there, and then roof it and clean jump into the finish. 12.7 for Margie. Again, as Unanimous, taking the boosters rather late, like 6 seconds into the track, taking the boosters, but then getting good speed, jumping across here. I believe she gets the anti-boost a little bit here. I think she drops down the speed a little bit. It still affects you sometimes, like after you pass through it, not only where the hitbox is. So maybe loses a little bit of speed there, then on the transition here, onto the next booster, and then a nice roofer to, you know, just get a little bit of a cleaner ending. But yeah, I really like the use of the bumps here. I think, as I said earlier, you wanna always bump or jump through the middle of blocks, right? There's an anti-boost here, you can see there's an anti-boost. And this bump block, this dirt bump block, basically guarantees that you will jump over them. It guarantees that you will not have grip in the middle of the block. That's the most important part. And I like that usage here. Also the nice position onto the penalty grass here. I like it. Definitely lost a little bit of speed in the starter by taking the booster so late. But yeah, 12.7 for Margie. Now it's gonna get a little bit closer though. We had the big jumps there for the first few. The next one is Schuldenberater. It's a 12.4. And Schuldenberater pulled a kind of Giga Jet move. So the thing is, remember, we're having anti-boosts here. So what does Schuldenberater do? Take the first boost here, second boost, and now bumps and turns around backwards. And he drives the entire map backwards. Because another way how you cannot get affected with from anti-boost is to just drive backwards. Because backwards you can't just go through anti-boost and they don't slow you down. Or they barely slow you down. So he just drives through them like this. One problem is for Schuldenberater, and that is that he doesn't get the gear. He doesn't get the backwards gear because he starts out forwards like this and turns around. He does not get the gear, like you can see here, like in this spot, he's still in gear third. It's still showing gear third. Like now he goes down, it shows backwards gear, but he is not in the speed sliding gear. He cannot speed slide in this gear because he turned around that way. He turned around when he was too fast, kind of. You need to go below 100 to actually get into the speed sliding gear. And because of that, that makes it a little bit slower, but yeah, like lots of speed here in the start, 2 boosters, very efficient. I love this bounce, like he's using the border of this sausage that just barely sticks out here on the side to flip around into a plastic bounce and then a clean transition as well. That's honestly sick. Like that is honestly a really cool idea. Then dropping down here, just driving through the checkpoint and finish. That was a Schuldenberater's solution, a 12.46. Next one, again, just a little bit faster, 600ths of a second only. It's a 12.4 by Decal, 12.40. Well, let's take a look. He is using 2 boosts at the very start here. As you can see, drop down, get the boosters, then drop here. Nice position onto the looping, actually using the looping as a platform. Jumping across here, up into the finish, and that is a 12.40. But yeah, he gets a lot of speed here at the start. You can see already here, speed is going to be very, very crucial across this map. He's getting up to 240 speed at this section with the 2 boosters, using them very early on. And then it's just about maintaining the speed. With the penalty landing here, penalty obviously always slowing you down. He loses a little bit of speed there, another little bit here. I think he got a little bit of the anti-boost maybe on this landing, I'm not sure. It's always very crucial to land very clean there. I like the small bump from the sausage. Like the small transition here with the sausage to jump across. Drops down to like 180 speed though, towards the ending. So he had like 240 speed at one point and then drops down to 180. But still, very nice solution here by a Decal. That is a 12.40. Next run is only 100th of a second faster. It's by Xelm. And this one is a 12.39 now. 100th of a second quicker. Let's take a look. So he opts for a very late boost, but then will get a lot of speed. So he gets the booster only now, the first one, then transitions here once again, gets another booster, goes up to 300 speed into the finish with a big jump, and gets himself a point 39. So once again here in the start, does a small jump, as we can see, so drops down here, small jump to get rid of the anti-boost, jump across here into the checkpoint, gets the first booster, goes up to 270 speed here, 268, then transition onto the looping block, actually using it as a block to drive on. I only gave you one of these looping blocks. You can either use it as a plastic bounce from below or a platform from above. Always like the decision, which one do you opt for, which one is more important for you and your solution. Then transition over here, and then on this booster goes up all the way to 300 speed, as you can see. Also, nice transition here onto the sausage. Actually gets the anti-boost. Like, he just fully tanks the anti-boost here in the end. Like, he has so much speed, he just fully tanks it. Here he gets it. And then jumps into the ramp. But with getting the anti-boost, he had the perfect speed to jump into the ramp. And I would say for the first map here, let's take a look at a comparison between them. Decal versus Xelm. Looking from Xelm's perspective, you can see Decal getting speed very early on, getting 2 boosters already. Now Xelm is getting the boosters. He's like over a second behind at the checkpoint. Now he's getting the second booster, jumps across, now jumps, but it is enough. So you see how he lost time at the ending with the anti-boost, but it was still enough. Here we see once again Decal gets the checkpoint at 6.7. Whereas Xelm gets it at 7.7, a whole second behind, but then gets so much more speed, goes up to 300. Decal is only at like 200 here, comes in with a massive speed, but here then loses all of that speed again for the last jump. For the last jump, they use the same ramp, so they have to have the same speed. And then just barely faster by 100th of a second. Super close stuff. Alright, that was Xelm versus Decal. Next one is Lone Drive. And did a very interesting thing, I can already say. And that is... Do you notice it? Are you seeing what they did? They actually made a skin for the replay for the puzzle competition. You can see it right here. Puzzle number 6 competition on the back. Actually changed their skin for the competition. That's really cool. And let's take a look at what they built. So once again, clean flat start here. So just dropping down onto the flat part here. Booster, getting a lot of speed, jumping across there. Then drops down, tanks the anti-boost to go across another anti-boost there. Also tanks it, but got a lot of speed with the booster. So here, jumps across. Now this booster, they managed to avoid, but the second one, they just get, but because they get the anti-boost, they get a really nice drop onto the booster here. And they go back up to speed again, 280 speed. Then they try, you can see right here, on 2 wheels to skip the anti-boost a little bit. It kind of works, they didn't get a full anti-boost, but they still lost a little bit of speed from it. Like a little bit of speed drop from the anti-boost. So 2 anti-boosts actually driven through here, but with that, still a good run, a 12.31. And also just nice transitions there all around. I really love this flip here at the end with on the 2 wheels. I really like that one to get across. So that was a Lone Drive point 31. And let's take a look at the next one. It is quite a wicked one, I can already tell you. It is by Uptempo Miko, and they actually managed to fit a bug slide into this map. Let's take a look how they did that. A 12.28. They are doing a bug slide. How are they doing that? Well, first of all, they're starting out here, inside of a block, then water into plastic landing on the booster, bug slide through the checkpoint, bounce, finish. That's kind of nice. So also for some reason, if you remember last puzzle edition, they are just starting inside of this block. Like all the way. Like there's no clipping going on here. They are just inside of the block, like for fun, I guess. I don't know. Just want to be inside of the block. The only thing that you get from this is the clip right here. That is the only thing you gain from being inside of the block. There's one clip and that is happening right here. There they clip through the wall and gain a little bit of space because of that, because the game automatically displaces them forwards. But yeah, water bounce into plastic to not lose that much speed while turning. And then bug slide across here, gets the dirt from this block as well to get rid of the wet wheels for the next part. And then jump through the checkpoint and finish. Pretty cool. Nice, but why? Yeah, that's a kind of, I'm wondering as well. Kinda nice solution though. They managed to make it work. With a 12.28. Not a bad run though. Definitely not a bad run. So I can look at the next one now. Next one is by Yumi. Sent in on the first day. It's a 12.27. Let's take a look. Yumi coming in very quickly. And here we go. What did Yumi cook? Let's take a look. So, starting off here, there's a bunch of clips at the start. You can't really see what's going on. Then dropping down here, not really using any of the boosters at the start. Then booster here at the end, small bump over the anti-boost there and finish. So it did take one boost at the start, but then just drives into an anti-boost right here. Like this is an anti-boost. So they get slowed down, but they get slowed down perfectly for the drop into the checkpoint. wasn't able to fully skip the enter boost. Then another bump here. You can tell these bumps are always meant to over jump the enter boost. Another jump here to jump through the checkpoint, jump over the enter boost, drop down here, tanks another enter boost here, but it doesn't really matter because they immediately gets onto a booster again. So tanks the enter boost, gets onto a booster, and I love this small jump at the ending. This small jump, this small bump right here is really sick because it's just barely airtime here. And this is an enter boost. Inside of the checkpoint here, the last two checkpoints have enter boosts inside of them. And with this small bump, manages to jump over and not get any slowdown. Also small roof it into the finish. Nice run by Yumi. Definitely loses quite a bit from the enter boosts. Having to go through the enter boost definitely loses some speed, but other than that, very nice run for 2 enter boosts taken. A 12.2 is pretty good, I would say. Okay. Let's take a look at the next one. So we had a few close ones just now. We had like 12.39, 31, 28, 27. Well, we're jumping a whole half a second ahead to an 11.7 by TN3. Half a second from 12.2 to 11.7. Let's take a look. All right, jumps down here onto the first booster, then onto the platform. Clean transition there, another clean transition over here. Gets another booster in the ending, jump up, plastic bounce, finish. It's just kinda clean, you know? Gets the first booster here, then second booster a lot later, but then gets up to a lot of speed, almost 300 speed here once again and into the finish. But yeah, actually uses again the penalty at the start here. So it does slow you down driving over this penalty. Don't get me wrong, it does slow you down, but it extends the jump a little bit to get a nice landing onto this block, onto the booster, then onto the platform here. You can tell the clean jumps, jumping over the enter boost here, then jumping across here again. There's another enter boost they jump through here, then bump to over jump the enter boost inside of the checkpoint. You can tell it's right here, like you see the slight bit of red inside of the checkpoint. That is another enter boost they jump across. Another enter boost is here. You can see also the red line there. They jump across that. Then onto the booster here, jumping across, another enter boost skip there, and then also a clean plastic bounce into a finish. 11.7, just clean. I'm cooked, I can smell it. We'll see, we'll see. You feel that already? No, that's the classic. That's what puzzle competition is about. Oh my god. Shorty also, I'm definitely cooked, can tell already. We'll see. Okay, Azure is the next one. Azure with an 11.6, another 1/10 of a second faster. And let's take a look. So, does a normal downhill sausage, then booster, drop down here, onto another booster, bump across the anti-boost, and bump into the finish. Using a lot of bumps, using also one clip here at the start. It's one clip through here and just teleports a little bit forwards. The booster here, I think you go over an anti-boost with this. You skip through an anti-boost, as you can see. Right here, if they use the booster on the second block, it's always through an anti-boost. You can see it right there. And it doesn't affect you, as I said before. If you go over a booster, the anti-boost doesn't affect. Then through here, extends the jump here a little bit again with the penalty. To try to jump over the anti-boost. Tries to jump as far as possible and then also unsmooth to mitigate the anti-boost effect. However, as you can see, the anti-boost is right here. This is the anti-boost running through the middle. And they barely still get it. They barely still get an anti-boost here. The jump across, even with the penalty, was not enough. They still get a little bit of an anti-boost. It's not as big because of the massive downhill, nosedive that they do. But then onto the booster, getting up to speed again. So after the anti-boost, quickly another booster. And then bumps across here and flip into the finish with the sauce, with the ramp. 11.63 by Azure. Alright, next one. First time contributor again, or first time submission as well. It's by Nebula, also fellow streamer. It's an 11.5. And let's take a look at what Nebula did. So it's a very similar start to what we saw earlier. Also does the downer here onto the booster, jump across. Then uses the black platform there, dropping down. Jumps across here onto water and into the finish. Now, remember, there were two ways to skip an anti-boost, right? One way was to jump, as we can see, for example, right here. Jumps to avoid this anti-boost. Another way was to just drive over a booster to avoid the anti-boost. But there is a third. There is a third way to avoid an anti-boost. If, as you remember, there's an anti-boost inside of the checkpoint. There's one more. There was another, and that is water. You do not get slowed down from the anti-boost in water. So that's also why I gave you the water blocks, to water bounce through the anti-boost, and you don't get slowed down. So that is also a very interesting usage there by Nebula. There's a small, you can tell right here, I don't think he lands quite far enough, or maybe not with enough speed. I think he gets a little bit of an anti-boost here still. It always extends a little bit after you land. Or he just slows down a little bit on the landing. So he doesn't have massive speed. He is like down to 230 speed here at the end, which is okay, but definitely lost a little bit of speed with it. But yeah, other than that, really clean. And I would say, let us take a look at a comparison between them. Let's take a look. Nebula versus Azure, and let's see the difference between them. So you can see right there what I said earlier with Azure is he clips through a wall, and that's the effect. You know, you don't gain more speed or anything. You just teleport a little bit forwards. You know, like half a car length or something maybe. In that case, jumping across here, Azure dropping down, Nebula dropping up here. Now you can see Azure is taking the booster earlier. Nebula's booster is all the way back there, only using it at the end. So drops down with the speed. Azure is still ahead, jumping in here, and then Azure has had that kind of awkward bounce into the finish, and somehow Nebula overtakes with the booster at the ending. They're taking the booster that late, definitely risky move, but in this comparison it did pay off. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. It's by Sterify, another 100th of a second faster only. And let's see what they cooked. 11.57. Let's see here. So, first booster here at the very start. Drop down onto sausage, another sausage. Next booster right here, getting up to speed. Over the bumps here into the last checkpoint and finish. Now on this map you can also finally tell just how many blocks I gave you. I really gave a lot of blocks, as you can see. I don't know if you used all of them in the scenery as well. I definitely gave you a lot of blocks. You don't need all of the blocks, but all of them can be useful in different ways. Where lots of different jumps here, transitions over the bumps and into the finish. Lots of jumps. Always the easiest way to get over these anti-boosts is to jump, but of course it will always cost you speed. You are not accelerating while in the air. You wanna have a grip on the ground, you wanna accelerate, you want to, you know, accelerate and drive faster, but you do want to avoid the anti-boost as much as possible. There's a very interesting balance with that. One thing that is a bit unfortunate, I think, is that he lands on this booster halfway in front here, kind of. And because of that, he only gets like half the effect of the second booster. He doesn't boost that much. He goes like from 220 to 250 or something. He gets like a plus 30, which is decent. But you can definitely get more out of a booster, you know? It's always very important to get the maximum amount of speed from everything. And I think that's where he might have lost the most amount of time. You can also tell, like this checkpoint here is very hard to get through. This checkpoint. I believe maybe he would have even... no, it would have been probably fine. Yeah, I think... No, never mind. I think, yeah, if he would... Okay, I remembered what I wanted to say. Is, if he placed this booster one block later, right? Right here. If he would place, like, I don't know, ramp or the grass block or something like that, and then place this booster here, you know? What would happen? he would crash into this checkpoint. He would crash into this checkpoint. He would be too high up to cross through this checkpoint. This checkpoint being sideways downhill makes it very hard to fit through, especially with the blocks and the boosters. If you have a lot of speed, it's very hard to fit through that gap. And that can be very, very difficult. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. It's Pilosus. Alright. Pilosus is the next one. It's an... Never mind. I forgot about this. Pilosus sent in twice. So this is actually not his PB. Wait a second. I forgot about this. That is not Pilosus' PB. He sent in twice and I missed him when I was deleting every second place. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit under the weather. So wait, give me a second. Alright, I'm back. Alright. Bit of a stuffy nose today, sadly. But alright, I am back. And the next one is actually by Kaguya-Nikki. Here we go. Kaguya-Nikki with an 11.43. So let's take a look at Kaguya-Nikki's start. So bugging through the start as normal. First booster here, then transition from the grass onto that. Very interesting. Taking the second booster here, bounce across and finish. So, at the very start, he can not really tell in the start because there's so many blocks in the way. She uses 2 blocks to clip through. So, the first one here is just starting inside of this block and then clips through here, through this block, through this wall, right? That is a clip. And then immediately clips through this one as well. So, 2 blocks used for 2 clips. And gains a lot of distance with that. Then first booster here through the checkpoint. Then this transition is very interesting. I think she loses a little bit of speed here, but because the landing is so kind of awkward and weird, like lands a little bit sideways and full onto wheels and stuff, she doesn't get that much of a slowdown from the anti-boost. And then of course immediately booster after, bouncing again through the checkpoint and into the finish. So yeah, I definitely lose a little of speed in that section, but makes it work with the booster right after. As you can see right here. Gets up back to 270 speed, small bounce and finish. 11.4. Next one is sometimes the bane of my existence in RMC runs. It's by Vanturikatru. Vanturikatru 11.39. Let's take a look. Here's the first one to use a .39. Wait, I'm an idiot. That's this time. He is the first one to use a double booster at the start. Nobody else has used 2 boosters at the start, and he is doing it here. Gets up to immediately a lot of speed, 280 speed. Then try to keep that speed through here, dropping onto the bottom there, onto the checkpoint, and into the finish. So 2 boosters here. I kind of like the small platform there. Wait, can you, if you see right here, he's giving himself a visual cue with 1 block that he just had left over. He's giving himself a visual cue where he wants to jump to, because otherwise he wouldn't see the checkpoint. Dropping down here through the checkpoint, doesn't get any slowdown. Jump across here. I love this transition from the sausage to flip and then land clean on this checkpoint. I believe here he gets a little bit of an anti-boost though. And drops speed, you can see here, he's down to 217. He definitely got a little bit of an anti-boost. Then drop onto here, jump to another anti-boost, down to 220 speed, 230 again, get a little bit more speed towards the finish, and then jump into the finish with an 11.39. Seems like the landing was bad, not the anti-boost. I think it is both, kind of. I'm not sure. I think it's... The anti-boost definitely extends a little bit further. It's a little bit of a quirky mechanic, to be honest, and that is that normally you would think, right, the anti-boost is here, right? It's in the middle. Okay, you can't really tell here, to be honest. Here you can see it a lot better on this one. It's like kind of in the middle, right? But even if you land like here-ish, you still get a little bit of anti-boost for some reason. Like you go through the booster, you get the effect, and then for maybe like another 1/10 of a second or something, I'm not sure how it exactly works, you still get an effect, like a slowing down effect if you grip anything, if you land somewhere. But yeah, maybe a little bit of a combination of that. Definitely loses a little bit of speed there, about 50 speed, but still gets into the finish, clean jumps, and 11.39 with that. Right, that is Vandrikata's one. Oh, wait. There's one more thing that I want to show you. If we look at this, obviously I was comparing earlier with the boosters, like some people using boosters in different orientations, like for example a booster here and then a booster here or something like that. Vandrikata used both boosters at the start. Now you would maybe think you want to get to the maximum speed as quickly as possible, right? So 2 boosters at the start, like immediately get up to the speed like as fast as possible. That should be the fastest way, right? But you would maybe be mistaken there. You would maybe be mistaken because I can quickly load up a map and you will see how the booster mechanics actually work in this game. Wait, it's not? Oh? Surely you didn't know. Surely you didn't know. For speed, double booster is not the optimal thing. I'm loading up a map, it's taking ages. Give me a second. There, okay, I got it. Loading in to the map. Let me show you. I guess I can hide that. So, this is a quick demo map I built for this. So we have the 2 different options right here. We have 2 boosters right next to each other. And we have the boosters with 1 block in between. Now, which one is fastest with these? Let's take a look. So, we're first going to the right. 341 speed, 3.2. Wait, I think that's wrong. Wait. Shouldn't be 3.2, no? Let's see. Yeah, it's 3.04. 3.04 and 340 speed. 340 speed. Now let's go the other side. So we're going here now. And that is 350 speed. 11 more. 11 more speed. I don't have a retire button because of Maspus right now. But you get 12 more speed even. 12 more speed. You get more speed. However, you might remember from earlier, it was a 3.04. This is only a 3.07. So on a map like this, it's still slower. You still get up to speed quicker with the double boost, but you ultimately get more speed by spacing them out. Spacing them out gives you more speed, but you get up to speed quicker. So on this map here, right side is faster, but usually the longer the map is, the left side will be more worth it more. But then of course, how can you use this in the puzzle competition map? Which one will be the best there? That's the question. Who knows? We'll see. Stay slower, easy win for you? Yeah, we'll see. Clueless. Okay. Let's load up the map again. The replays, we just had Vandrikata. The next one after Vandrikata is Easy Gold. And also, I think that was just important because that is a very vital piece of information for this puzzle map in particular. How to get more speed, because this map is a lot about just getting speed. It's kind of just a straight line, but it's a lot about just building up a lot of speed. Let's take a look at Easy Goats here. So he does the double booster thread, so where he takes them after each other. Very clean transitions here. Does a weird transition there onto the checkpoint and then up into the finish. So in the start gets the first one, very clean transition into the sausage. I love this transition into the sausage here. Just from the booster like this into the sausage. Beautiful, beautiful transition. Then onto the next booster here, immediately gets up to 290 speed with this. Vandrikata, for a comparison, the highest he got was 270, you know? So that's plus 20 speed like that. Then here it does get the anti-boost a little bit, mitigates it again with an unsmooth landing here, but he does go through the anti-boost, so loses a little bit of speed there, down to 240. Then another transition down here. It's a little bit awkward of a landing, but does make it work. Jump through the last checkpoint and then up into the finish for an 11.32. Otherwise, just smooth map. Just a very smooth map. By Easy Goat here. Alright. Let's take a look at the next one. Alright. Next one is by Domino. Let's take a look. Okay. 0.18. The next one. Over 1500ths of a second faster. And let's take a look at what Domino did. Well, first of all, we can't because there's a block in the way that he clips through at the start. But once he gets out, here's the first checkpoint. Drop down into the checkpoint there, then drop here. Tanks the anti-boost with an unsmooth landing. Gets up to speed again, and then finishes. Gets a lot of speed there in the ending, but again, goes for the tanking solution here. Just tanks the anti-boost. Goes through, gets the anti-boost, drop down to 240 speed, up to speed again, up to 290 for the finish, and then bounce and finish in the very end. But yeah, once again, the comparison here. You start off with a booster, jump down. Here, small extension with the penalty, as we saw before. Small extension there to not get the anti-boost here. Then jump. Unsmooth landing to not get the anti-boost as much. Jump across, another booster, up to 293 speed actually, and then finish. But yeah, basically just clean a little bit better than the previous solutions by Domino there. Alright. Wait, was it... Did I go one too far? Oh shit, I would have gone another too far then. Uh-oh. Surely I didn't, right? Surely this isn't gonna say the next one and it's gonna be a huge spoiler, right? Fuck. Okay, so this is this is Pilosos with an 11.17. 11.17 by Pilosos. And shit. Yeah, maybe the one after this is a sub 11. Unlucky. Whoops. Wait. You never saw that. You never saw that. This is Pilosos. Okay. So, here we go with Pilosos 1. And if you remember last puzzle competition, I don't think he got the memo that we don't have to drive inside of blocks anymore. He's just driving inside of blocks for like 90% of the map. He's inside of blocks at the start, bounces through, then clean transition there onto the grass at the end, and then just jump to the finish. So yeah, that was a thing that was very useful in the previous puzzle competition in particular. Just staying inside of blocks to get rid of wards. You can see here, like these wards from the checkpoint, they are gone now because they're inside of this block, you know? That way you don't have wards anymore. So it just is inside of these wards, inside of the building, and then he extends it with these blocks as well. Now you might be wondering, why does he do this? What does it gain him? And yeah, until here it doesn't gain him anything. It's just the same. It's literally the same. It doesn't gain him anything. The only thing that it actually does gain him is at the very end here, because here he does 2 clips. That's the only thing it gains. Doing 2 clips here at the ending. At this, right here, and another one right here. It's basically just 2 clips. He could have also done those at the very start, but he just wanted to stay inside of the blocks all the way. But I respect it. It was for style. Just for style, I guess. But yeah. Otherwise, the solution is very clean. He's only using, like really using 7 blocks. He does start on a sausage, a small sausage turn to start a little bit higher. But other than that, he does booster, platform, 2. Then booster, platform, that's 4. Then black platform here, 5. Grass hill, 6. And the ramp, 7. That's all the blocks he uses. 7 blocks. I gave you like 25 or something. No wonder he decided to just build inside of blocks here at the start. But yeah. That is how that works. What do you mean it avoided an anti-boost? What do you mean with that? I don't think this avoided the anti-boost necessarily clipping through there. I don't think so. Like, it maybe helps avoiding the anti-boost, but he's jumping through regardless, no matter what. But yeah, that was Piloso's solution here. And I would like to compare them as well. Oh, one thing I want to say. That is even more perplexing, right? So you know how these clips work, right? So there's a wall on one side and there's no wall on the other side. So once you go and like the game doesn't like a car being inside of a wall. Oh, the car is down here. The game doesn't like the car being inside of a wall. So what does it do? As you go through here, you get zooped a little bit forwards, right? Like he's here, going even slower. Then it accelerates him a little bit forwards to get him out of it. You might be able to tell though that it doesn't really look like it did that much here. And why is that? Well, it is because this clipping movement, the teleport you get, is always just as fast, you know? Like it always teleports you in the same amount of speed, in the same amount of, like the same amount of distance. So when do you want to use those clips then? You want to use them at the start because you're driving slower. Because if you're driving slower, the clip will boost you up more forwards. Like for that speed, it gains you more distance. At higher speeds like this, 270, it doesn't do as much actually because you're already driving fast. So the clips usually more efficient the earlier you do them basically. If you do them like right from the start, it's the best. Let's take a look at the comparison though between Pilosos and Domino now. I want to see this comparison here between them. And looking from Domino's perspective, so you can see a little bit of a difference here at the start. It's a very tiny difference. Pilosos is starting on a sausage block, and with that starting a little bit higher, it's really very tiny difference. Then gets a boost earlier. Domino gets the boost now, catching back up with the speed, dropping down here, then tanks the enter boost there, however gets the booster now, and trying to go for the overtake, and it's not enough. But incredibly close. This was a difference of 5 thousandths between them. 5 thousandths of a difference between the two. Yeah, Pilosos does the two boosters early on. Because of that, Domino is faster here to catch back up. And it is really close. But somehow Pilosos 5 thousandths of a second faster in this comparison. Alright. Now I need to remember to not change the text again. Because the next one, surprisingly, who would have seen this coming, is another 0.2 of a second faster and breaking the sub 11. Will there be a sub 11? Who knows? Wow. Let's take a look. Where's the button? This is the button. 10.9 by Zumek. That's the first sub 11. Already a great milestone here. And let's take a look at what he cooked. So, going from the start onto booster, then sausage transition onto the platform, another sausage transition onto the boost here through the block, another sausage transition, and finish. I love these transitions, honestly. Like, these transitions are really cool. Super smooth there, then another smooth transition here, landing inside of the booster there to get rid of the difficult checkpoint there. Just place a booster inside of it, then you don't have to worry about the anti-boost. And yeah, just super clean. I also love this one right here, like this big jump and then the sausage transition at the ending to jump across. Really nice stuff here by Zumek, with that also going pretty fast here, 270 speed here once again, and jumps across here. This is another anti-boost. Once again, we always have to remember where the anti-boosts are. Here there's one anti-boost here instead of this block, one in the middle right here, and then another one inside of this checkpoint. There's one more here before the finish, and then, yeah, you just go into the finish, basically. That is a Zumek's run. Yeah, I love this transition here. Like, this one is really cool, smooth. Use the bump to get himself the right rotation to get across. Really cool stuff. Alright, next one might be a familiar name to some. It is our good friend Edvig. It is Granadi with a 10.73. This he cooked on stream. I believe this was the fastest kind of known time in the competition. At 10.73, another 0.2 of a second faster. So let's take a look. I love the just one message being just who. Yeah, who is this? Let's take a look. Goes down to the booster there, then second booster immediately, then with the sausage through the checkpoint, another clean transitions here, hop, and finish. So yeah, booster here, then only takes half of the booster there. Doesn't get as much speed out of it. But yeah, I love the transitions here, especially the small hop with the penalty grass. I know, like I was watching when he was building this, and he was struggling a lot finding like a way to get away of this anti-boost here. He was really searching for a long time to find something that he could place here to get rid of this anti-boost, because if he doesn't place anything here, he's getting the anti-boost, right? And he's gonna get slowed down. And then, after a long time of searching, he found the big-ass penalty block. If you didn't see it yet, this is the block. Like, this entire massive thing right here. Like, this entire thing is one block that I gave you. It's very hard to use. It's of course penalty, so it can't be that useful. But this is the block here. Bump onto the booster, onto the ramp, I mean, and finish. Yep, takes the 2 boosters early on. The one negative thing is here, he only gets half of this booster, so he doesn't get as much effect out of it. I love the sausage inside of this checkpoint to land a bit earlier. Then big jump here, dropping down, jump over this anti-boost, clean transition here, like really clean transition onto the grass. And then hop and finish. 10.73 by Granadi. Very nice. Alright. Any limitations? What do you mean with that? It's basically any limitations for building is you were only given a set of 20 blocks to fill in this map. The only blocks that were given were start, finish, and the checkpoints. And then you're given specific blocks. You can see always the same kind of blocks being used here to be able to get to the end. And now, next one is a 0.67 by iTwitch, another 500 faster. And he went for a full-on speed strat. So he gets the first booster there, then penalty bump here, and now booster there, goes up to 315 speed and into the finish. So somehow this is generating 315 speed because he's driving clean through that checkpoint there with the booster. 315 speed for the finish. Really fast stuff. And like other than that, how many penalty blocks is he driving over? I think he's driving over like 5 different penalty blocks. Like this. 1, then 2, then 3, 4, kinda. Okay, you don't really land on the last one, to be honest. Okay, but you don't really use the last one. But yeah, lots of penalty actually used, which I think is really interesting. Because obviously penalty is a block that slows you down, so you would normally never want to use it. But it's just a really good one to use here in these situations. But yeah, first booster, land on the platform here. I like this transition, like he's just smooth, you know, like he just lands smooth. And I think it's also this booster is maybe more effective if you drive onto it. If you jump onto it, I think it's less effective actually. At least that's what it seems like. Gets the booster here, lots of speed, up to 314 speed for the ending, and he just jumps, you know, like he just keeps the speed through the jump. He's just going so fast, he doesn't need to accelerate anymore. He's already so fast. Then plastic bounce into the finish as well. 0.67 for iTwitch. Wait, next one is Nailed it. 0.63 by let's take a look. 0.63, 400ths of a second faster yet again. And this one is just also really cool transitions. So at the start, actually decides to jump down, first booster there, then transition onto the sausage, and then sausage transition onto that booster, water bounce, and finish. I love that one. I love that transition with the sausage right here. Like this transition to land flat onto that booster on the side. So cool, so creative. I love that. I love those kind of ideas. Also here, I think it's very interesting to drop down here in the start. He's dropping down one block, doesn't take the booster immediately. And then because he's dropping down, takes the booster here through the anti-boost once again. He can extra accelerate on this platform. Like you get a little bit more booster after you leave a booster block. And because of that, he gets even more speed here. Goes up to 280 speed from a single booster. Single booster, 280 speed is very, very fast. Some people don't reach that with two boosters, you know? Then clean transition here, just beautiful clean transition. Another clean transition here from the sausage onto the booster. And so many blocks for the transition, there's so many blocks. Water bounce, and then I also like this transition. A few people have used this before, that they use like the grass ramp into the finish, or the other ramp, well, basically that one at the start, this one here. They use those to the finish. The problem is, the finish always sticks out a little bit here. The way I placed it, it always sticks out and you have to like bump over the edge. What does he do? He places the looping block as a small bump inside of the grass to jump into the finish. Very just efficient. Like, it's just such an efficient block to use in that situation. And that is a 0.63 by Tudu. I think it's just clean. Just clean run. Minus for water. Yeah, that's another thing. He doesn't get anti-boost here from water. Water, he also figured out, water bounces do not lose you any speed. We're not done here yet. Next one is by Virus. 200ths of a second faster. And he is using something that nobody else has used so far. And most people won't either. And that is, you might be able to tell here on the start already, it's a start offset. So we have seen like clipping through the start and stuff like that. But he is using an offset on the start by using this block here. The giant ass black platform block he is using at the start. Right here, and you see where he starts, right? This is the normal box for the start. He's starting there. So he's starting quite a bit ahead already, and with that also gets earlier onto the booster. The thing is, he has to sacrifice one of the best blocks that I've given you. I only gave you one of these blocks, because I knew it was very, very powerful. It's very, very powerful, this block. And he has to sacrifice it. It's the, like, behind the boosters, I would say it's the most useful block that I have given. After the boosters, this is the most useful block. And he uses it as a start for the offset only. So you have to decide that is that worth it or not. But yeah, let's take a look at what Virus cooked here. Starting out, dropping down onto the first booster, clean transitions here with the sausage, jumping onto the grass, using the looping there, another clean transition, booster at the ending, going up to 300 speed, and finish. So yeah, just clean transitions here once again with the sausage. I love the clean transitions, and this transition especially. So smooth, so nice. And then also just fast ending with 300 speed. This transition here, for using the looping, the top part of the looping, not using it for plastic bounce, and this transition here from this block onto this, smooth, just beautiful. Beautiful. Like, you can really tell, on this map in particular, why I gave you these anti-boosts. Because there are so many creative transitions from block to block and jumping and all of this stuff, only possible because I placed all of these anti-boosts in this, on this map. And I think it's turned out great, honestly. I'm really happy with the solutions so far that we've seen here. Virus with a 0.61. Now that was the third 0.6 in a row. A 0.67, a 0.63, and a 0.61. The next run is 0.3 of a second faster. We're jumping to a 0.3 by Rock Skater. 0.3. 0.37. Let's take a look at it. So, starting inside of a block again, clipping down onto the booster, directly onto the second booster here, another clip over the dirt, clean platform there, jump down, sausage transition over the one anti-boost at the ending, and finish. So a very efficient start here once again, goes up to 315 speed with the two boosters there by spacing them out, not using them immediately at the start. So very, very efficient start here with the two boosters. Has to turn a little bit on the dirt though. I think that is one thing that slows him down maybe a little bit. You can see here he's at like 296 speed here when he lands. And then because he has to turn on the dirt, goes down to 277 speed. This number is not accurate. The plugin number is the accurate one. This number in replays, like actually in-game, is not accurate. The plugin number is better. So he drops like 20 speed, drops down, onto here, onto the platform. Again, clean transition there. Using this I really love using the sausage here for a jump through the checkpoint. Then onto the ramp, plastic bounce, and finish. Rock Skater with a 10.37. Very, very good, very creative. Nice lines. Also, again, like multiple clips in the start. He uses one in particular here. And this is the sausage sideways, kind of like this, to start higher up. He has a small downhill, as you can see. Like he's starting on a downhill, getting a little bit of a faster start with that. Then another like small clip there. As you can see, he's like immediately falling onto the booster. Very, very fast start. Like this is one of the best starts we've seen so far, like into this checkpoint in particular. Very, very fast. Really nice run here by Rockskate, and it makes sense that it was a whole 0.3 of a second faster than the last one. But we're not done. There's more to come. There is more to come. Alright, it's Funny Pills coming in with the next one with a 0.27, another 1/10 of a second faster. And he also used the start offset that we saw earlier. He also used it. If we find the start here, he also built a start offset, but with a different block. He used this block right here. Wait, oh no, wait, yeah, no, he used the same block. Actually, never mind. He did use the same block. He just used it in a different orientation. He used it here. If you remember, the other one from Viovis was in a different direction. So he is facing a little bit more for. I will tell you one thing already. Next puzzle competition, I will try to make it that there will be less start clips, because like I can't look at this. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I looking at? Next time I will try to make it so that there will be less start clips. I remember last time where we had that, we were like dropping down through the start. I will try that, I think. I don't think it's the number of blocks. The number of blocks is not the issue. It's just that you start on a sausage here, and particularly on a sausage, I think it's very useful, because you want to get off the sausage onto flat as early as possible. But yeah, people have been very creative with it though. Very, very creative. But next time I will switch it up a little bit, you know? You don't want this every time. Alright. I did not receive that, Arthur, unfortunately. I did not receive that. You can ask me in DMs if I'm not sure if something was sent correctly. But yeah, I just didn't receive that in Google Docs, in Google Form. Unfortunate. But maybe next time it works out then. Okay, so let's see Funny Pills now. Actual run. So, multiple clips here in the start. He instantly falls down. Clip, another one. Dropping down here, booster there, goes up to 300 speed, through the checkpoint, and finish. So this, we're getting quite optimized now already. Clean transitions there, onto the booster here, and I love this nosedive in the finish. Into the finish block with another rooflet as well. Clean stuff by Funny Pills. How many clips does he actually do here in the start? I think, hey, let me count. It's, so he obviously has to start, offset once, then 1, 2, that's 2, and then he does another clip here, because of he used the big block, like right here, as a clip, and then another one here. So it's like 5 clips or something that he's doing in the start. Another booster here, and then just clean finish by Funny Pills. Alright. It's a new form each edition, yes. Hopefully it's the correct thing. But yeah, it's always a new form. Where you then also, like, you can check if it's the correct form by comparing the map link in the Google form, I guess. That would help. Alright. Next one is by Patale, and it is 300ths of a second faster. 300ths of a second faster than Funny Pills. Start with a 0.24. And he also does a lot of clips here in the start, multiple, like 3 in a row. Drop down here, platform, nice position there, over the dirt, onto the booster here, 330 speed, way faster at the ending, and finishes. So here again, loses a little bit of speed on the dirt, but then gets the booster after and gets so much speed out of it. Like, he is already fast when he lands on the booster, and then he's just zooming at the ending. 330 speed. At this ending right here, like, goes up to 328. Really fast at the ending. Multiple clips at the start. Yeah, it's very similar to Funny Pills. So I would say, let us take a look at the comparison between them. With Funny Pills and also Rock Skater. So let's take a look. Let's Spoiler? Wait, what? I sent in a faster solution, I think. No you didn't. Unlucky. I didn't receive that one. I'm pretty sure I didn't receive that one. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is the Yeah, no, this is the only one that I got. Unlucky. That is unlucky. Might have lost a few positions with that, but it's fine. It's fine. Didn't even get the sub 10 rate, kind of L. Nah, never mind. Alright, let's take a look. Unfortunate. Yeah, as I said, you can ask me if it worked or not. You can ask me if it worked. Alright. Let's take a look at the comparison though. Patale versus Funny Pills versus Rock Skater. I want to compare this one from Patale's point of view. So, he is not taking a boost at the start, right? He's taking it later. You can see the others overtaking by getting the booster first. Then Patale comes back with the booster later on. Lance, he has still more speed. Rock Skater used both boosters at the start, whereas Patale and Funny Pills, they're both saving boosters at the ending. So Rock Skater far ahead right now. But then both of them landing here. Funny Pills already got the booster now. Now Patale gets it. And he is the fastest now coming into the finish. And somehow overtakes both of them into the finish. Patale with a .27. Funny Pills also with a .27. And Rock Skater with a .37. 1/10 of a second slower. Super close. But unfortunate that your fastest replay didn't get sent in, but at least this was a good race. So at least we had a good race. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. At least we had a very clean race between them here. That's nice. Really clean. Alright. That is Patale's replay versus Funny Pills and Rock Skater. In the end, Funny Pills and Rock Skater, Funny Pills and Patale, I mean, only 0.005 of a second of a difference. Okay, next one. I don't know. Google Docs can Google Forms can sometimes be weird. I don't know. I've heard a few times that it didn't send correctly, but yeah, if I don't receive it, I can't really do anything, right? I can't like guess that it didn't get sent in or something. You know, it's very difficult. Okay, next one. Next one, let's take a look. It is by Mac and Cheese, a 10.21. And let's take a look. 0.216 by Mac and Cheese. So, starts off with a booster here, then curiously bumps downwards, clips downwards. Booster here once again goes up to 344 speed, master speed, into the finish. I think this is the fastest run yet in terms of speed. He goes up to 345 actually, 45 speed at the ending. And then just clean plastic bounce finish. Definitely didn't send in with 30 seconds left. Yeah, you were not the only one. I saw that. I did see that. Alright, that was very close. Okay. So, dropping down here. I really like this idea right here of clipping downwards. Most, you know, you're always clipping forwards, you know. Like he also clips, for example, through the grass border there, this penalty grass border, he clips forwards through. But then he also does a clip downwards here. You usually don't see that. Usually it's not that useful. But because of this clip downwards, you can see right there, he clips downwards. He gets a little bit of an earlier landing and can accelerate a little bit earlier as well. Then onto a platform here, clean transition, goes over and through this checkpoint here once again with the booster, going up to massive speed, 345 speed here, you can see, and then jumps over everything basically with that speed. Clean jump here, gets over the enter boost there again with the uphill and classic bounce finish. Just clean, you know, just clean. After he gets the speed here at the start, it's just clean, it's just really clean. Yeah, the downwards clip is really nice. Can I send you my faster solution? If you really want to, sure. Just send it now then. I can take a look. I think I have Discord on. Yeah, I have Discord on right now. Okay, I can take a look. Okay. So, Smithy. Let's take a look at his next run. It's a .14. Smithy, often very far up. This time was not able to beat get the sub 10 seconds, a 10.14. But let's take a look at this one. So starts off, just normal sausage there, then dropping down here, goes onto the second booster super early, cool transitions across here, onto the platform, onto the dirt, bump, finish. So I really like using the booster inside of that checkpoint there. It's very rare for people to do that. I don't think we've seen that at all until now, I think, actually. Just really smooth transitions here all around. So at the start, dropping down, no clips for Smithy this time. Dropping down here, I love that transition onto the grass, downhill, then onto the platform here. Of course, only gets half of the booster again, so he's only at like 280 speed at this point. But smooth transition here, gets down to that speed early, and he is able to just keep it through this entire thing. Every single transition here is just smooth. Every single one is super smooth. Over the dirt and into the finish. I specifically like this here. Like, he barely fits underneath this checkpoint with the black platform. Like, he's barely fitting underneath, and then onto this dirt block, which also not a lot of people use, to be honest. Which is nice to see people using them as well. I think they can be really cool. And then with the bump into the finish. Just a very clean solution here by Smithy. But yeah, just super clean. I love the transitions. As I said before, this is why I want to do it like this. Very, very clean transitions, and also gets that end bump to get a little bit cleaner into the finish. So he doesn't bump on the finish edge right there. So he jumps immediately into it. Okay, so let me quickly check, because that was a point 14, but now that one replay would actually come up, so let me quickly check. Let me quickly get that then. Wouldn't do this normally, but now I'll do it. But if you would not send it in, you would... I'm just gonna say you would normally not be eligible to win if you just forget to send in, because then you know, you could cheat with that, of course. You could have... whatever. Let's take a look. Oh, please tell me my game didn't crash because of this. Oh my god, my game completely froze. Yeah. I think my game crashed. I put the replay in and my game crashed. Yeah. Yeah. Game crashed. Okay, need to restart. Yeah. That's why I don't do this normally. It's just unlucky normally. Okay, that's the last time I'll do that. That's fine. Send in the hack, yeah, apparently. The timer is still running. Yeah, this is a video right here. This is not in-game, this is a video. Yeah. Okay, I can at least hydrate real quick. I haven't hydrated in a long time. Okay, game is starting. Porsche check as well. Yes, very important. Everybody, Porsche check, hydrate. Okay. The timer should restart at 2 minutes. I kept that thing for 2 minutes. Okay. Restarted the game. I'm going back in. Obviously can't show you the replays. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Wait a second, I want to quickly check something. Wait. Wait, I need to check something real quick. Okay, it's fine. Alright, let's take a look. So, here we go. 10.04 by Patale. What did you do? Same start. Jumping to the right. I think this grass transition is different now onto the booster. Oh yeah, this ending is different. Yeah, okay, that ending is nice. So, bumping or clipping through a few more blocks here. Clean landing onto that booster, 334 speed. And then plastic bounce into the ending as well. Yeah, that I can see how that would be faster. It's a little bit of a cleaner transition here, gets a bit more speed. I think about 10 more speed than in the previous solution. And with that at 10.04. So a little bit faster would have put you up about 3 positions or so. but also not quite enough yet for the sub. We have been pretty close to the sub, as you saw. We have been getting closer and closer, inching forwards. Point 27 earlier, 24, 21, then a point 14 by Smithy, and a point 04 by Patala now again. So you would think the next one is it, right? This is it. Sub 10. Sadly not. Fox Sylph got a 10.007. Just barely missed out by 0.008 of a second on the sub 10. He tried hard, but did not get it. It's a very hard solution. Very hard to drive as well. Let's take a look. He was just on the edge, but could not make it. Let's take a look. So, double booster in the start, dropping down onto the grass, another jump up here, over the blocks, transitions, ramp, and finish. So, at the very start, you can see right here, he's using this block again, the sausage block, to get a little bit of a downhill in the start. Very efficient. Then going to the right there immediately with the 2 boosters. I love that transition onto the looping. Then also just clean transitions here, bump, finish. Gets up to the speed very, very quickly. 294 speed there from the first 2 boosters. And then just tries to keep it, you know. He gains the speed very early on and then has to keep it. I love this transition onto the looping. Like using the looping, not for plastic bounce, but for stuff like that is really cool. Then transition over here, over that anti-boost. And then also jump up here with the ramp and using this block here for roof it. Also quite creative, I think, to use this block, the underside of this block for the roof it. But that was a 0.007 by Fox Sylph. Very close, but not quite enough for the sub. But now, let's take a look. Because the next person did get the sub. You would hope so. It's a 0.97, and it is Matsets. Matsets improved this time around. Last time he was 30th in the previous edition. This time, he managed to get a sub 10. And let's take a look how he did it. A 0.97. So, starting out here, clipping to the left, clean transition across there, another clean transition over the grass, booster here, get up a lower speed, 327, and plastic bounce, finish. So it's a very, very similar solution as we've seen earlier. Dropping down there with the boosters, and then jump up booster into the finish, or with the plastic bounce into the finish. And I would say with this one, we have to look at a comparison as well. How did he gain? Because this is just clean, you know? He does similar things, a little bit of clips in the start, dropping down, clean transitions here, gets up to the speed, and then nice transitions across there into the finish. Let's take a look. So, if we put in Fox Sylph right here, the problem is, in general a problem with comparing, is they are going in 2 different directions. Fox Sylph's going to the right, Matsets going to the left. Confirmed, left is faster, by the way. So Matsets a little bit faster because he's clipping out here at the beginning. Already with that, starting out in front. But I believe he got a little bit less booster. So then they're coming across here, and it's Fox Sylph now ahead, because Fox Sylph took both boosters here in the start, whereas Matsets is keeping it for the very end. Then coming around here, dropping down, and Fox Sylph is now on the checkpoint, 5.8. Matsets gets it at 6.2, 0.4 of a second behind. Then jumping across here, Fox Sylph is still ahead. Matsets has more speed, it's so close. Last jump, now they use the same ramp for the finish jump, but with the plastic bounce, Matsets just barely overtakes and finishes 300s ahead. Just like that. You can also compare from the normal camera again. If we take a look from here, you see they're coming together there at the end, and it's just barely enough for Matsets to overtake into the finish. Nice stuff. Really nice stuff there in the comparison. Matsets wasn't the only one to get the sub though. There is more. And another first time submission here, which I'm really happy to see, is by Jozo, another fellow streamer as well. have rated quite often. It is a Jozo for the first time. 0.95 by a Jozo. So let's take a look. So he as well at the start having multiple clips, then dropping down onto the booster, onto the platform here. Clean transition from the looping onto the second booster and then also into the finish. Very, very clean. At the start, doing 5 clips through the different walls, then jumping here, just so much speed, and finish. So here at the start, let's count for a second. So he's starting inside of the block here, first of all, on the sausage, then that's 1 right here through the wooden wall, then 2 through another wall, 3 another wall, 4 another wall there, and of 4 this one, and then 5 here. So he does 5 different clips. I can maybe show better in cap 7. This one, this one, this one, then this one here. Wait, no, yeah, no, it's this one, yes, this one, and this one. So 5 different clips in the start to just gain a little bit. Like, it's so much effort for like, it's a little bit of distance, but it's it's not the biggest amount, of course. But it gets a lot of speed here, 240, and then super clean transitions over the looping onto the booster, and goes up all the way to 345 again. You can see here in the bottom right, 345. Very nice. Okay. Drop down and finish. One interesting thing actually that you might have not noticed yet. He's actually getting an anti-boost here. This right here is an anti-boost. He's getting it. He is at 330 speed, gets the anti-boost, drops down to 250. What does it do? He just jumps clean to the finish. This anti-boost is actually not slow because he has such a clean jump to the finish because of it. He has such a clean jump to the finish because of this anti-boost. It's crazy. Jump, transition, anti-boost, finish. I want to compare this one against here Dings as well, against Foxilf. Let's take a look. And let's keep the camera on Jozo. So first of all, it does the clips in the start, but then obviously a bit behind because Foxilf took both boosters. Now coming back, trying to overtake, and just barely enough. 0.95. So you can see the speed differences here. Like, he's behind for most of the map, but then takes the booster and just gains so much with it. Also just a clean ending with the ramp at the very end, using less distance. Alright, that was Jozo. Now we have another one that I'm also very happy to see. Also, I believe, a first time submission. It is Ins. The Insane, or Ins for short, sent in a run as well at a 0.92. First time as well. Super cool to see. And let's take a look what he cooked. 0.92. So dropping down here with the first booster, then taking the second booster here, going up for a lot of speed, and then with a water bounce ramp into the finish. It looks kind of surreal. Like, the maps, it's kind of cool how different the maps can feel and look. Like, especially this ending, it feels so like a completely different map, which I really like. But yeah, just simple start here, just dropping down to the booster. I like the small wiggle here, like that he's wait, camera always difficult. He is forcing a small wiggle from this sausage to the booster, and with that actually lands earlier. This is a plastic booster, by the way, if you haven't noticed it yet. It's a plastic booster, so a bad landing is actually not bad on this one. He actually gets good speed through it, and yeah, he gets up to 334 speed here. Here it says 336. I don't know what to trust. But yeah, he's getting, here he's getting 336. Okay, so this is correct. 336 speed at the maximum here. And then just jumps. This is very tight, by the way. Jumps onto this looping and then just barely fits underneath the checkpoint, like through this tiny, tiny gap here. It's so tight. I think this gotta be so difficult. Surely I never tried this and thought it's like impossible to fit through there. Jumping through there onto the water, gliding over it, and finishing. It also just keeps a lot of speed. He has a very low jump with a ramp, Like the ramp gives him a very low jump into the finish in this position. Again, as well, another thing, water bounces do not cost you speed with anti-boost. You skip anti-boost with water bouncing. Really creative solution here with a point 92. All right. Now these point 9s were already really good, but the next one is a point 7. Another 0.2 of a second faster, and it is our fellow Marius89 with a point 77. And let's take a look at what Marius cooked. Alright, so 2 clips there, onto the booster, super clean already. Then the second booster here, transition over the looping, onto the ramp, super tight squeeze there into the finish, and gets it with a roof hit. The start boosts already really, or the start clips and boosts, very efficient. So here at the start, he goes to the right, has 1 clip through the churning block. So this sausage block right here, that is 1 clip. So he does right there. And then when he clips through that one, you can see right here, he clips and he's immediately clipping through this wall as well. And with that, he's just so early on the ground, already accelerating again. Then onto the booster here, gather speed, up to 212 speed, then the second booster goes up to 370 speed. 317 speed from 2 boosters, very good stuff. Jumping across here, just flat landing, you know, no like weird transitions or something on grass or dirt or something, just flat on platform. And I really like the transition from this one onto the looping. Really, really smooth transition there as well. Onto the grass as well. Drop down here. He places this ramp here, which you would think, that's kind of useless. Why would you place the ramp here? That's just making this jump harder. But it actually gets rid of the penalty here. This block right here that he's landing on, it's a tiny thing, but like this is not penalty. You can maybe tell here with me driving. This is not penalty. He actually does get a normal platform landing here because it's block mixed inside of each other. So that way also keeps just a little bit more speed into the finish. A point is 77 by Marius. Very clean, nice, very efficient, and just clean transitions here. Like if you have this much speed, you don't really have to do much. Like, how many blocks is this really? Like, it's like, how many blocks is he really using? Like, this is like 2 here at the start, 3, then 4, 5, 6, like 7, 8. You know, it's really not a lot of blocks that you needed to get the ending, to get the finish. His end is fast. Yeah, he's really fast there at the ending, 320, and he also gets a good low jump into the finish as well. But unfortunately for a few people, after Marius, who just improved by 0.2 of a second from the last person, we jump again 0.2 of a second. And we go to another first time submission. Also can say now as well, fellow streamer, we rated him yesterday. New selector player for Big. It is Yami with a point of 56. First time participating. And he got himself a point of 56. So let's take a look at what Yami cooked for his first puzzle company. He just says, all caps, fuck. Yeah, unlucky. I saw your comment. I feel a little bit bad, but I think you can learn a lot from this because I think you had a lot of clever ideas here, and with a few ideas, could have gotten even further ahead as well. So let's take a look. So he's starting on a sausage here at the very beginning, a little bit higher up, then clip through this block to land early on this booster here, jump, clips again out of the first block, then onto the platform here, then clean transitions, dropping down onto another booster, goes up to 355 speed and into the finish. He is so fast at the end, so incredibly fast at the end. 355 speed, and also the ending is so clean. Honestly, it perplexed me when I saw this run that it wasn't even faster because it looks so clean. But the thing is, he's taking the second booster so late. So the first booster you take very early on, obviously. But then here in this section, you're at like 220, 240 speed until you get the second booster. And then you really speed up. This ending is so fast. 355. 355 you can see here at the bottom right, and it's just jumping over everything onto the platform there, then over the water. Super clean transitions there into the finish. Especially like this is such a flat finish. It's just so optimized here. I really like it. Like over the water, then clean transition onto the dirt, then small bump there, and another bump into the finish. It's just nice flat line. A lot of people use like the ramp and jump up a lot. Yami jumped really low. And also at the start, it's pretty clean, nice clip here at the start, onto the booster, keeps a lot of speed. Went for like a little bit of a nosedive setup to land in the drops, over the booster, and then into the finish. So yeah, really nice to see you try for the first time, and I think, I mean, Yami said, I guess I can say that because he put that into the description. He spent, in total, I think he said 35 hours on the solution and over 10 hours on hunting it. And you can't tell, this is a very clean run. It's a very clean run, but I think from watching all of the other goes, you can learn a lot now. Like, what did you try, what did you come up with in your solution, and what did other people come up with? How can you combine all of those things? It's always easy to look at like the winning solution in a puzzle competition and think, oh yeah, okay, you just do like a few clips in the start, and you do a few boosters and stuff, and then you okay, so those are like the basic things to do to go fast into in a puzzle competition, like clean landings, keep a lot of speed, you know, stuff like that. But then actually doing it and comparing when you actually tried it yourself is way more useful. You learn so much from it if you like compare your experiences trying out a puzzle against everybody else's. Like watching this and comparing with everyone else, really useful to learn. Also just new game mechanics as well, you know, like how do you go fast on a downhill like this? What makes the car go faster? I think it's can be very interesting. I think you can learn a lot from it, especially. But yeah, super cool to see the submission there. You could tell there was a lot of time spent into it. Now the funny thing is, the next one is Milmi with a .53, just tiny bit faster, 0.03 of a second. And it's basically the same solution, but on the left side. So he's dropping down here, booster, onto the platform here. Also takes the weird landings here over the sausage. Booster there, jumps over the water and into the finish. It's literally like the exact same thing. It's like literally the same. 300 faster. Yeah, left is faster. But I don't know, man. Yami, I mean, now I'm your analyst, right? I'm your analyst for Big now that you joined Big. Why? You should have asked me. I would have told you left is faster. I would have told you. Left is just faster. You just know it. Alright, but yeah, this is Milmi's solution. I think he has a little bit of a more efficient bump at the start. Getting onto the booster here. Then also just landing here with like 230 speed. I think a little bit faster over these bumps. Clean landings, then onto the booster here, also gets up to a bunch of speed, 356, one more speed than you. I'm sorry, 357 actually, 357. Over the water here, slightly different position of this turn. Over the water and finish. Alright, let's take a look at the comparison, because we need to compare these. It'll be a bit hard because they are on the different sides, but let us take a look. That's the wrong one. Wait, shouldn't it be this one? Wait, I think I messed up. Wait a second. Give me a second. Give me a small second. I'll quickly fix that. Okay. Got it. Okay. Clueless, Akon didn't submit this time. Yeah, we'll see. Akon submitted actually 3 times, I can tell you. He improved 3 times his time. And each time in the author comments he just wrote blah. Every time. Okay, let's take a look at the comparison here. So, starting out, Yami a little bit faster with the first clip. and then Mimi on doing the clip here. They're about equal, but I believe this is a tiny thing, and that is that Yami, I think, lands on the booster only here. You see this? He's getting the booster here. Like, this is where he lands on the booster. This is where Mimi lands on the booster. So it's like a tiny difference. It's like 2 wheel lengths or something. But because of that, I think Mimi gets a little bit more speed. Like here, they're basically equal already. Then they're dropping down here. Well, one there, dropping down. They're very equal. Then Mimi has another clip here. He's clipping through this wall here. Get a little bit more of a teleport here in front. It's a little bit more downwards. It's super close between them. Yami gets into the checkpoint now, same time as Mimi pretty much. Both using the booster there at the same point, jumping across. It's so close between them. It's so close. Now they're coming into the finish. Over the water. It is Yami ahead, but Mimi with more speed coming together from one side to the other. And it is Mimi overtaking by 300ths of a second with a superior speed into the finish. Just actually insane. Actually insane. It's so close. That is so close. I love that you guys just came up with the same solution, but mirrored it on each side. I love that. I honestly love that. That's really, really cool. Well, talking about Alcon earlier, the next one is actually Alcon. Alcon with a 0.52. 100th of a second faster once again. Alcon with a 0.52. Interestingly, he's improved like on the last day or something. He sent another replay in, and I think he jumped both of you with that replay. I think he had like a lower or a higher 0.5 before. Okay, it is Alcon. Let's take a look at what Alcon cooked this time. So he is going for the double boost and the start, dropping down. Cool transition there, plastic bounce, another transition over the water, water bounce and bounce finish. Really creative stuff here, like so much creative stuff. The thing is, Alcon maybe didn't have the game knowledge that you don't want to place 2 boosters right after each other. We discussed that earlier. You don't get a lot of speed out of it. So at this point here, he's at 270 speed at this point. Right here, 275. He does a lot of clips in the beginning as well. That might be the fastest run actually with the double boost in the start. It might be actually. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, lots of clips here in the start. First of all, starting on the sausage, of course, to have a little bit of a downhill. Then, first clip. Then, actually here, no clip. Then the second clip is here. And then a third clip with this wall. Right here as well. So 3 clips there in the start to get a little bit earlier onto the booster. Then goes up 275 speed, and now a really, really crucial thing that Alcon does here that might get underrated very easily, and that is that he's landing in downhills. So he's landing here on the grass downhill, and look at what happens to his speed. He's at 276, he lands. And on this one jump, he gains 10 speed because it's a downhill. 288, 289. Then on this one as well, also small downhill, 294. He's gaining speed on these landings. Then another plastic bounce here to lose a little bit less speed in the turn. He only dropped to, after the turn, to 290. He kept the speed so well through these turns, so well. Then up here, also up to 305. He only got 270 speed with the boosters, and most of the time, people will lose their speed when they after these boosters. They get 270 speed, and then it's like only a downhill in terms of speed. Alcon built the map so efficiently after, and nice transitions down hits, that he is actually still gathering speed. He is still getting faster afterwards. Also, I love the dirt bumps in the ending here. From the water, doing a small dirt bumps to get a little bit less grip on the penalty, so he gets less of a slowdown. It's a little bit faster, I think, than taking a ramp or something into the finish, because the grass hill is actually really, really efficient in this case. But yeah, cool stuff. Cool stuff by Alcon here. I especially love this plastic bounce. Like, that's plastic bounce, and the transition after, so creative, really cool. Really cool stuff. Alright, that was Alcon solution, a .52. Oh, that's the wrong... okay, that's the... I just clicked the wrong button, that is fine. The next one is another 1/10 of a second faster, and it is... Well, you maybe are not able to tell right now who it is yet, unless you look at the name. But if you look a little bit closer at the car, and it is Shorty. It is Shorty with the number 2 car. Now, is it second place? That is the question. We'll see. Shorty coming in with a 9.43. And he is doing a different boost setup again. He does one booster early, then another booster afterwards in the landing. Similar transitions here with the sausage, dropping down, plastic bounce, finish. So he came up at the start already with one new strat. We didn't see that yet, and that is that he's starting on grass. On the grass block. We have often seen that people are starting on like a sausage here to get a little bit of a downhill. The grass is even more extreme in this case. He gets an even stronger downhill. And even though you are starting on penalty grass, you never want to start on penalty grass, it is worth it here. I mean, he still has 2 other wheels that are on platform at least. It's such a good downhill that it is actually faster than the sausage start. Then drop down here. He just drops through, I believe, 2 different walls there to drop down onto the booster. Gets just one booster, drops down here onto the second booster, landing early, and gets up to 318 speed out of the first 2 boosters very early on. Most people who get to that speed are like doing the second booster there. He does it before the first checkpoint already with the 2 boosters, so he has a lot of speed throughout the entire map now, and then tries to just keep it. Then clean transition there from the sausage onto the platform. Another jump down here onto the ramp, plastic bounce, and finish. Alright, that is a Shorty solution. The thing is, he gets up to speed fast. That is the thing. Yeah, I feel like this car makes your run look slower for some reason. I don't know why. The thing is, your end speed is low, right? Like your end speed in comparison to others, like you have 310, 320, others had like 350 or something, then it feels low. But you have to consider that you are going fast early on already. I think we can take a comparison as long as I didn't mess it up again. Let's see. And yes, we can compare with Alcon. So let's take a look. Shorty versus Alcon here in the start. So you can see right here already. Alcon with a little bit, was starting with a sausage start. Shorty is starting with a grass start, and E is a little bit faster. Then dropping down here, Alcon with a much more aggressive booster setup, or clip setup, onto the boosters. Now Shorty drops down, Alcon far ahead with a double boost. But then Shorty comes back with extra speed, lands down here, and he is faster than Alcon, doing the overtake right here, just a little bit more speed, landing on a ramp as well, plastic bounce, and is finding himself 1/10 of a second faster. So yeah, it's really so crucial to build up speed and maintain it on this map. It's so important because it's basically a straight line, you know? So he gets up to speed and just a tiny bit, like 10 km per hour, just carries him throughout the entire map and is faster with that 1/10 of a second faster with .43. The next one though is very close to Shorty. It is just 3 thousandths of a second faster, and it's by Quentin once again. Last time submitted for the first time, this time submitting as well. It's a 9.428. And it's a new strat. A new strat that we haven't seen so far, and it's really clever. Take a look at this. A 9.42 by Quentin. Starts out onto the booster and then does a roof it into the ramp. Clean downhill, gets more from the booster then as well. Jumping through here and finish. I did not expect this at all. What a clean and clever idea. And the thing is, he is getting more out of the booster that way. He's getting more speed because he is accelerating on a downhill. Right here, he is accelerating on the downhill and gets so much more speed. He is on 337 speed. Shorty in comparison, for example, was on 320. So Quentin a lot faster there. Landing on the grass here, then onto the next platform, another sausage transition here, just trying to keep that speed, just normal jumps, just, you know, doing the staircase down, like going in steps downwards. He just like got the speed in the start and then just maintained it basically. 330, keeping it through, over the platforms, ramp and finish. But yeah, this is really creative, and I was wondering when I saw this, what block did he use to do this downhill? And it is this block right here, this dirt block that transitions from here to this rally block, gives you this underside, this part that you can roof it on. I didn't know this existed. I just gave you this block like for the upper side here, right? This is the reason why I gave you this. I had no idea this existed. I didn't find it out either. It only works in some positions as well. Really? That's super weird. That is super weird. But yeah, really creative stuff here. He also has to extend his jump a little bit with the penalty grass here. I really love that people use this penalty block. Like this block here, it seems so useless to give in theory, but I love it that people were able to use this one. And then yeah, dropping down there onto the ramp so much faster because of that. Jumping across here, really cool stuff by Quentin. Up to 337 speed. It's just so much faster is the thing. So much faster. Alright. Let's take a look though at the next one. Of course, he didn't do any clips, and that's why he's not like much further ahead and doesn't have a much faster time. But the speed that he carried through the map was really, really impressive. Now it's getting crazy though, because the next one is again 0.2 of a second faster. We were just at a point 42. Now we're suddenly at a point 24. And with that, Shorty also confirmed not second. A point 24 by Sobur. Let's take a look at what he did. So, very efficient line here, clips once in the start, double booster there, dropping down over the grass, clean transition there, water, and finish. It looks so simple. It looks so simple, but the thing is, this double booster strat is just so efficient, you know, like not using two boosters in the start or using the booster later on. Doing the boosters in this formation right here, so one booster here in the start, and then the next booster here, is just so much more efficient because you don't have to wait all the way until here when you're like already 5-6 seconds into the map to get the massive speed. You already have it here in the start, you know, and it ends up just being worth it in this case. Sobur is quite far ahead here. It doesn't like have massive speed. Like, well, how much speed does he have here? He has 321 speed at this point. It looks simple, you know, but it is just really efficient. Really efficient, doesn't waste any space, doesn't waste any time with getting onto the speed. And the ending is also really clean with the water bounce. Not having to use a ramp or something, it's just clean, doesn't waste any distance. So yeah, really nice run by Sobur. Sobur with the point at 24. By the way, I can tell you that Patrick did not send in the time. Also, Eastwood did not send in the time this time around. In case you're like waiting for them. Just saying that they did not send in the time this time. But yeah, really, really cool stuff here by Sobur. Really cool stuff. Point 24. And I want to also compare this one against Shorty because they had a very similar route, I believe. So let's compare with Shorty. Let's compare from Shorty's point of view as well. So let's take a look. So at the start, they drop down here. Sobur is a little bit further ahead. I forgot about that. I didn't even realize this. I was wondering, why is Sobur ahead of Shorty? Shouldn't he be behind him? He used the offset. He used the offset. I didn't even see. He's using this block. He didn't use it anywhere else in the map. He didn't need it. So he uses the offset in the start, and now you can see Shorty used to have the fastest start because of the grass hill and the downhill. But you can see the offset is faster. The offset is still better than the penalty grass. It's a tiny difference, but it is a difference. It is faster. That's cool. That's really cool. I didn't even realize that. Then dropping down here onto the double boosters, a little bit more speed than Shorty in this section. And then just clean transitions there over the platforms. And then you can see here the difference from Shorty. He is like jumping with the ramp, and he's like, technically he's having more speed in this section in the ending. He is driving faster, but he's also traveling more distance, and that caught him out here in the ending. Like, this is like costing him a lot of distance. You just want to drive as quickly as possible, just straight into the finish, of course. But yeah, cool stuff between the two here. Point 24 by Sobur. Alright. Think the end is almost the same? Probably is. It's very, very close. Hard to compare. But let's take a look, because the next one is again only 300ths of a second faster. It is Nitra. Nitra coming in with a 0.21. And this start is just what the fuck. This is one of the most efficient, I can already tell you, this is one of the most efficient starts we have had so far. And the only thing he did is place 2 blocks. So you did also do the offset, I believe. Yeah, he's also doing the offset as before. And the only other thing that he did is place the sausage block in here. Now, watch what it does. Goes to the right, and he clips through the block, and he's immediately on the booster. Then jumps across here, clean transitions with the sausage, and finish. This start is just a single clip. It's a single clip. Other people were doing like 5, 6 clips or something, and it's faster. Because it's just, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Like, looking at this in slow motion. Okay, maybe not that slow. Watch this. He's clipping now, and he's just inside of the block, and immediately gets the booster. He's getting the full booster. He's getting the full booster, the full length of the booster, landing down here, and with that, also up to 320, but he accelerated way, way earlier. Then onto the grass here, similar to what we saw earlier. I love these transitions from one sausage to the next sausage. Just beautiful transitions here. Jumping up and then plastic bounce and landing on a platform here. Like, who is actually driving into the finish? It's so rare to see somebody drive into the finish. Most people just jump into the finish or bounce into the finish or something. He actually drives into the finish, which is also pretty cool to see. That is a Nitra's submission, really clean, 0.21. It's just smooth, you know, it's just smooth. And let's compare this one again as well. Quick comparison with a Sobo, because they are so close against each other. Watching maybe from Sobo's perspective here. So you see he's a little bit ahead at the start, but then the difference. Nitra clipped down immediately, and with that gets the booster earlier, accelerates earlier, and is ahead. Then different lines here, and it's just a tiny difference, and in the end it is Sobo 300s behind Nitra. Really, really close fight there at the ending. Like, they are really neck and neck throughout the entire map. Really, really close fight here between them. And jumping up here, you can see the difference. You can barely see a difference, to be honest, at the ending here. There's Nitra and there's Sobo. It's so close between them, so close. Alright, let's take a look at the next one, though. We're not done yet, because the next one is Archidamus. Archidamus submitting again as well. Let's take a look at what he cooked. Archidamus with the next run, and it's a 0.17. 400ths of a second faster. It's getting really close here. We had a 0.24, 21, and now a 0.17. Let's take a look at Archidamus. So, of course, at the start, clipping once again. From one booster onto the next booster. Then jumping here. Sausage onto platform. Water and bounce into the finish. Really similar solution to what we saw earlier. Like, the solution is really like manifesting itself now, right? So you always have the start right here, then clip through, get onto the first booster here, then you jump down, and before the next platform, before the next checkpoint, you get the next booster, and you get up to speed immediately. However, Archidamus is at 329 speed. If you remember, the others earlier were at 320 speed. Why is Archidamus so much faster? Why is he at 329 speed? Why is he 10 kilometers per hour faster? Well, that is because Archidamus, when he's clipping here to the right, he is going to the right side, and he is clipping through the ground twice to drop down early. So he's first clipping through this block again. We saw that one earlier already once. So he's clipping through here, downwards, as you can see, and then there is another block here that he's clipping downwards through. So right there, he's clipping downwards, and because of that, he's landing earlier on the booster. He's landing right before the booster starts. The others always landed like here, you know, at this line. He's getting the full booster. He's landing earlier, and because of that, gets more speed. Going to the right, over the water, and finish. Yeah, and also it seems that the right side now suddenly is fastest again. That is Archidamus with a point is 17, and we need to compare all of these three because they are so close with each other. Archidamus, Nitra, and Solbur. So, as I said earlier, the clips that Archidamus is doing are not quite as efficient as the others. He is not doing the offset in the start because he's using the block later on. You can see it right here. He's using this block later. It's the only block you can use for the offset. It was the only block. Other blocks were not possible to offset the car. So he is starting, as you can see, a little bit behind the other two. So when they are starting, they are already having that head start. Then... Wait, I didn't even see this. He's clipping through the castle? Wait, that's possible? I missed that when I looked at this. Oh my god, that's so cool. He's inside of the castle block and he's clipping through the wall of the castle. I didn't even see that. That's crazy. Okay, Archidamus with that immediately is equal again. Then they're clipping a little bit more through that one there. Another clip there. Now they're all on the boosters. And now jumping here, they are still ahead. Both Nitra and Solbur are ahead at this point. But then Archidamus clipping down, landing early on the booster. And you can see he has more speed. He has more speed. Catching up to them. Getting a clean transition there as well. Now into the water and overtakes with a small bounce into the finish. That's just crazy. This fight between them is insane. They are so close to each other through the entire way through the map. Like here, it's Nitra in first, then Solbur, then Archidamus, but then Archidamus with more speed, Solbur also with more speed. Catching back up, they're jumping across here, so many similar blocks, they're all going through the water here, then jumping up, and it's such a close fight into the finish as they come in. And it's Archidamus, then Nitra, then Solbur. Insane. Point 24, point 21, and point 17. We have had now 3 times in a row the same solution basically. Like you had the boosters at the start, the 2 boosters. You would think that's the best solution, right? And you can't really do better than that. We had point 24, point 21, point 17. But better was possible. And not only a little bit. Because the next run, you might not believe that at first, is over 3 tenths faster. It's a 0.8, but 0.82, an 8.82 by Imperator. He didn't just get the sub 9, he smashed it. A 0.82. The last one was a 0.17. This is 3,500 faster at this point. Is crazy. And he's using a completely new strat that nobody else even considered. Let's take a look. Because at the moment you can't see anything, obviously. Watch this. He's going for the start now downhill and gets both boosters super early on. Jumps across, jump, finish. He is doing a downhill and gets both boosters flat in the start. And this is crazy because look at the speed he generates with this. He goes over the first booster, then platform over the second, and look at this. 370 speed. 370. The fastest that we had previously at all was 350. The last ones, the highest that they went was 320. And he is up to 370. Insane. And like, this downhill, I was like, wait, when I watched this, there's a downhill that I gave you? What is this downhill? When did I give a downhill? The thing is, this downhill, he basically made himself. So he's starting off here with a few clips, obviously, as always. But this downhill is actually the looping. You can see it right here. It's the looping block that he's bumping down. And from the looping, it goes onto the penalty. The giant ass penalty block right here. That is what he's doing. That is how he created himself a downhill. Then onto the boosters. And these boosters are just so much more efficient if they are flat after each other. He gets so much speed out of the first one already. 240 speed right there. Still accelerating. Up to 270 speed now. Before he's even going onto the second booster. on the second booster, he starts off at 275. On the booster, at the end of the booster, he's at 340. But the thing is, after you leave a booster and you're still on a platform, you still accelerate more. So that's why until here, he goes up to 371. He is so fast. So there's so much going on in the start here. Like there's also 2-3 clips here as well, clipping downwards as well. Like right here, like at the start, he is clipping through this block, then through this block right here as well. Then here, he's clipping through the ground as well. Then another clip here as well to clip a little bit downwards, get earlier onto the downhill. Insane from Imperator here. And then, like there's so much going on. Like how many blocks is this in the start? There's like, I don't know, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've already missed some, let's just say 13 or something. 13 blocks or something like that. And then the next part, he only needs one. Like it's only one. He just jumps the entire thing. He has so much speed. He just jumps across from one checkpoint to the next with one single block. Then jumps across here onto the next platform using this block again. We saw that earlier. It's so useful. It's just the best flat block that I've given this time. From one platform and then just such a clean landing onto this grass to then bump over the last anti-boost right here, then jumping with the sausage and bump into the finish. He didn't have this looping block that we've seen previously that people use to bump into the finish, and because of that, I think he had a very random finish here. But he managed to get it insane in this run. Because you can easily lose like a 10th or 2 when going up through this. He didn't lose anything. He didn't lose anything. It's such a good replay actually that he finishes so quickly here. You can easily lose a 10th. I tried this as well. You can easily lose a 10th alone with this clip. But he got it insanely good. Insane. Insane run by Imperator. He smashed the rest of the competition with a .82. With a completely new strat. Now you would think that that was the only strat left that one could do to just destroy everyone else, right? That would be the only other strat. But no, I am afraid, sadly for Imperator, he has been so consistent and always in the front, always like top 4. It was not enough. Because he is only second this time around. There's one more player who is faster. And he also, again, found a new strat that we didn't see yet. It is so simple, but yet so effective. And it is, once again, just like last time, David H. with a .74. .74 by David H. Another 800ths of a second faster. Let's take a look. So, clipping through the start as normal. And then roof hits down, plastic bounce there, jump across, over the water, and finish. What is going on? Every time I see a replay by David H, it's like, what is going on? What is he even doing? How is this? What is happening? What is even going on this? It's just crazy. Like, I don't know. How can you be this smart? It's insane. So, multiple clips in the start. Once again, you see so many clips here. You can see, like, in the small instant right there from here to here, he's just on the booster immediately. First of all, like, he just gets onto the booster instantly. And then, this is the important thing. We saw earlier, multiple people on the right side always doing the booster jump, and then like booster here or booster here, you know? Very, very efficient. However, you lose a lot because of airtime and not being on the ground. What does he do? He does a roof hit. He just does a simple roof hit here immediately after the booster, drops down, and he's driving it downhill. And this single thing, this roof hit plus downhill, is so important. It gains 3/10 at least. It's such a big difference to the other strat, because he is going up to 340 speed here. The others got to like 320 or something. He is up to 340 speed. I think even more here, 343 speed. And that is so important. Then here as well, the rest of the route is also really efficient. Like he doesn't waste height at all. And the jumps that he does to get rid of the anti-boost, they are so small. He just accelerates throughout the entire map. Like here he jumps right there. Now you might wonder, isn't there an anti-boost? Shouldn't he hit an anti-boost? Yeah, the anti-boost is here, you know? And he jumps right before it. Just using the maximum amount of space to accelerate to not get an anti-boost. Then jump here. Then here is another anti-boost. He jumps across. Now the thing is, he's using dirt here and he's having to turn. Now that would be usually very inefficient because dirt, if you have to turn on it, you lose a lot of speed, right? But because of this plastic bounce, he doesn't lose that much speed because the plastic bounce basically does the turning for him, right? Then jump through here. He doesn't waste any height through this as well. Jumps across onto the sausage, really clean transition. He's at 340 speed. He didn't lose any speed through that entire section. He drives over 2 dirt blocks, turns from left to right, and he lost no speed because of these clean landings. Then here as well, a lot of people will go like further down because that's just easier, but David H going a little bit higher through the checkpoint, not wasting any height, just clean through the block here, then jumping here as well, unsmooth transition onto the penalty which you want at the end, and then just drive into the finish. So efficient. And let's compare these two because it's just insane, the comparison. So gotta watch this from Imperator's perspective, because Imperator at the start of course is far behind. But then he has the insane speed, is trying to catch up, but it's not enough. By 1/10 of a second, it is not enough. So at the start, very different approaches here. Imperator going down with a double boost is way faster here, 30 speed faster. Jumping just through the entire thing. David placed like, I don't know, like 5 different blocks here, and David and Imperator only placed 1. And he's catching up. He has more speed. He has like 20 more speed here in this entire section. But it's just barely not enough to catch up to David into the finish. So that's David H winning from all of you with the fastest time. David H with an 8.74. Now, there's one more thing, of course, with this competition, as I've said previously multiple times. I participate as well. In the first few days, I participate as well. I try the map myself, and you have to also beat me. You don't just have to beat everybody else. Why are you all saying GG? Hello, I'm playing still. Do you not believe that I can beat David or what? Hello? Why are you writing GG? Ha! Alright, let's take a look. This is my replay. The thing is, you have to beat me as well. You have to beat me as well. If you don't beat me, basically the prize pool, the 200 euro this time, which was this time also sponsored by Thrustmaster with the eSwap event. They were so kind to pay for the puzzle competition prize pool. Yeah, you have to beat it. If you don't, if David H's run is slower than mine, the 200 euro prize pool will go to next month, and then it will be 300 euros instead. But let's take a look at what I cooked. Let's see what time I did. You have to still beat me. So let's see. So this is what I do. Multiple clips in the start. Drop down. Do the double boost strat as well. Jump down there with the platform. Land on the grass. Ramp. Plastic bounce. Finish. So I'm doing multiple clips in the start, as early as other people did as well. Clean transitions here, ramp, plastic bounce. One very important thing is that also other people did, is that I am clipping through the blocks here, right? And then I'm dropping down onto the booster. I'm getting the grip on the booster very early. So that is like, actually let's take a look. That is how many clips in the start? That is, I'm starting also on the grass, just like Shorty. I'm also starting on the grass, found the same thing. Then I'm clipping through this sausage block. Then I'm clipping through this sausage block. I don't think anybody else did these, actually. I tried around with these all the time. I think I might be the only one who did these sausage clips. This sausage clip into this sausage clip, and then another clip here, and then another clip here, and then onto the booster to get onto the booster very early. Then another clip from this one. So I clip here as well. And I also found the clip to clip through the ground here. I'm also clipping through the ground once. So that's the start, just to get that out of the way. And then just clean landing here. I go up to, how much speed is it? A massive 322 speed. 322 speed. Through there. Then another interesting thing as well. Some people used like a sausage landing here. I'm using both platform blocks in one. So a clean transition there, another clean transition here to just have basically a flat block onto the black platform, clean transition onto the grass, onto the ramp, and into the finish. And that is my run. I would say, let's take a look at a comparison between me and David. So this is our two runs. Let's take a look. So we're starting out, both on the booster, dropping down now. David has a little bit more speed there. I go a little bit more inside, onto the last jump, and he's faster. GG. David with a .74. My run is a .96. I did get the sub 9 as well. I did also get the sub 9. But David and Imperator were just too good. They were just too good. A G. I got a .96. And .96 you needed to beat to be able to get the prize pool this time. .96 was the minimum. Man, I tried so fucking hard this time, I'm gonna be honest. But it was not enough. You guys are just too clever. Like, honestly, you're just too clever. I think I cooked, but it was just not enough. This downhill, man. This downhill. I never thought about it. I just never thought about that. It's just so clever. Such a clever idea. God damn it. Yeah, I was close. It was 0.2 of a second of a difference. A very close fight here between us. But yeah, GG to David H. David H winning this time for 200 euro. Won the last time as well. So he has been getting stonks through the puzzle competition recently. Really nice stuff. And I would say also, before we end, I wanna... Oh yeah, I didn't even show the time here. But yeah, it's .74 to .96 by me. .96 by me. Alright, that was the run there. I wanna show you one more thing, and that is all replays next to each other. I wanna show you that as well. I've also prepared another replay where you can see everyone. So let us take a look here. So this is everyone, all, I believe it was like 46 replays in one. 46 replays in one. Let's take a look at how it looks here in the start. So at the very beginning, we have a few people doing the start offset. Shorty and me starting on the grass on two different sides as well. Then you see the clippers, and with the clipping, I'm actually in front out of everybody. See, I still got it. A little bit at least. But then David has insane clips there, catching back up, is in front as well. Then there's also Funny Builds, Sobo as well, getting very fast. Jozo now actually going to the lead with multiple clips there, but he's getting the booster a little bit later. Then going ahead over the first booster, multiple people doing boosters here. Interesting, Imperator, the only one to just drop down at the start. And then the next parts here. It's David is still in front. Then I clip here again. Another clip. I'm still ahead. Then it's Nitra on the other side. There's Alcon as well with a double boost at this point. There's also Mimi, Madsets, Viovis, multiple people, lots of people close on the right side. Also, by the way, with David H, Imperator, and myself going left side, I think we can definitively say no, left side is faster. I think everybody can agree with that. Left side, indeed, was faster. But yeah, then through the checkpoint here, it is David on first. Then it is Elcon on second place. But, of course, has a little bit less speed now. Then it's myself. Then the next one is Nitra. Also Foxsurf there. There's also Sobo, Archidamus, Yami as well. There's also Vanto Hikato here, Milmi, Madsets. So many people close here. Then Just look at Imperator. Like, look at this purple car here. He is down there, and then in the next few blocks, he just overtakes everybody and jumps towards in the lead. There's David still in front right now. On the other side, we have Nitra, Elkon, Archidamos, Sobur, Shorty, Rockskater, Foxelf, and Quentin, incredibly close. Marius as well, Smithy. Also here we have Vantri, Katru, Matt Sats, and Mimi. Definitely more fast runs on the right side, but the fastest runs were on the left. Interesting, I think. Very interesting. Then coming across here, this is such a close fight between David, myself, and Imperator. However, unfortunately, Imperator had the most speed here and is able to do the overtake. Just overtaking me here on the last into the last checkpoint. Then the next one is Archidamos, then Nitra, Solbur. They were incredibly close if you remember earlier. Then also Quentin, Shorty, Elkon. On the other side we have Mimi, Matsats. We also have Marius, Foxelf, Rockskater, Yami, Smithy, Insane as well. Coming through the last checkpoint, jumping up. Then slightly different lines here going into the finish. And it is David with the first place, then Imperator on second, then my time was on third, then the next ones is Archidamos, Nitra, then Solbur. Next ones are incredibly close by 0.003 of a second. It's Quentin ahead of Shorty. Then after that it is Elkon, then Milmi, Yami, really close as well, then Marius with the roof hit at the top, then comes Insane, Jozo, Matsas, and Foxelf, really close. Then Smithy, Mac and Cheese, Patale, and Funny Pulse at the same time there as well. Then Rockskater. Yeah, honestly, Shorty, with your hitbox, I wanna, like, your car is bigger than a normal car, so it looks like you would get it earlier, but it's just that your hitbox is wrong because you're driving around with a 2. But yeah, next part. Then after them, we had Smithy, Mac and Cheese, Funny Pulse, Patale, then Rockskater. Then it's a really close fight, but it is Viovis overtaking into the finish. Then iTwitch on the next position. Then we have also Zumek. This is now at 25th place. Then we have Pilosaurus somehow overtaking Domino into the finish by just 0.005 of a second. Then we have Easy Gold, Vantri Katu, Kaguya Nikki. Then Nabula coming from below. Then also Sarif as well, Starif I mean, Starify, and Azur. We have also TN3, Lone Drive, Uptempo Miko. We also have both of them, by the way, clipping at the ending. Remember what I said about Imperator and how much time this can lose, like just crashing against the finish? I didn't even know that they both did that. Wait, did Yumi overtake them? Wait, I need to check this real quick. Uptempo Miko and Lone Drive had a point. Lone Drive has a point 31. Uptempo Miko has a point 28, and Yumi has a point 27. Yumi actually overtook both of them into the finish. Ain't no way, because they both crashed against the ledge, and Yumi overtakes. That's funny. Then it's Xelm, then Decal, then Schuldenberater, the only one going backwards out of everybody. Then it is Margie with a 12.7, almost crashing against the finish. Then it is a Unanimous coming in with a 13.5, and then it is Mikra Atri with a 14.5, and then give him a second. Then it's Alec Bees with a 2 minutes 30. 2 minutes 30 then for Alec Bees. There he goes. He got in as well at some point. Alright, but that's everybody. I wanna look at this also again, like from a different camera angle. Like, let's look at it like this or something. I think this should look really cool. Let's take a look. Oh, let's turn off the cars. The one car Cuba bugging to the top. Did you see that? Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Like, they all just drive up and then whoop. Just Cuba bugs up. Oh god. Alright, but yeah. Doing this, you can also see here everybody driving towards the finish. It's really, really satisfying to see all the different setups, especially this ending here. Like, just looking at the ending and everybody jumping into the finish. This is just so satisfying to look at. Like, look at this. It's so satisfying. I love this. I absolutely love this. It's so cool. Once again, I need to just see it again. Okay, another angle. I need another angle. How about this angle? Ooh, this is a nice angle. This is a nice angle. Let's look at this. Coming from the start to this first checkpoint, dropping down right or left. Then coming in here, and then all of them jumping to the finish. Cinema. Cinema. There you go. Alright. That was the puzzle competition for this month. For the month of December. It is David winning. G once again to David. Definitely deserved. What a run again. Also Imperator on second place. I really want to see Imperator win as well. He has been doing so well throughout all of the puzzle competitions recently. So I also want to see him win soon as well. Has been doing so well. But yeah, GG to everybody. Alright, thank you all for watching. It was a really fun one, I think. I hope you enjoyed the puzzle competition this time. There is a chance, I can say now, that for next month we might... Yeah, boards. I'm getting ready for that. Holy shit, Kojak, thank you. We might change the format a little bit, we'll see. Also because maybe you would think that Nadeo should release the puzzle plugin like officially for next month, right? Like we had stunt, we had platform. The next one would be puzzle. So we'll see how it goes in next month. Maybe we will change the format a little bit next month.